I'm sure this is the quote the person in front of me was thinking throughout the whole race. But we are in the AMG GT3 at Miami, and what's worse than this combo only happening every 2 hours is a flat tire 4 hours into a 5-hour trip. We're sitting in P1 on this first race, and do keep in mind that the dust off the safety car is going to play a little bit of a big factor in this race. The next 2 races, there's going to be 2 races. This first one, really boring, so I wouldn't even really be too interested into this one. I'll just say it off the jump, but we started first, ended in first. Nothing really happened, but we're coming up, and I'm getting the safety car is in. I'm getting the green light. Well, it's not showing the green light, but I wanted to get as good as a start as I could. So I just completely gunned it. I just, got right onto the power. Made it to where basically the person behind me just had to take that initial reaction off of me. And he got a pretty good run off of me. Right here, you really don't want to take that inside curb really much. You're going to see me do that a lot in this video. But, with cold tires, I'm just really taking it really easily. Like I said earlier, that the dust off the safety car is basically meaning that like it's a brand new track. So like it hasn't been ran on or anything, obviously. This is just how iRacing does it, especially in the higher, what do I say, like higher SR lobbies. So like B rating. This was a B rating GT3 at Miami, like I said in the beginning of the video. But we're just getting on with the race. I think we're about 3.3 seconds away from him. And it's not going to be too much of a race between me and him. It's really just going to be a race between me and time, because he actually ended up disconnecting. Not right there. I ended up having me a little packet loss. Not sure why, but you'll see in the next few scenes that he's just going to be basically gone. But on the next lap, I think this is lap 3, we kind of just skip forward. Like I said, it's not going to be an interesting race. I'm not going to bore you guys out with just sitting in first place. It's going to be a big skip throughout the whole video, at least with this first race. But we're just fighting for time, not really, looking to get a good enough time, but still good enough to where I can be away from everybody. I think I ended this week off like on a 156, and you want to really be in the 155s. That was low 156. Not really caring about this race too much. This was my first race in Miami in the GT3s, so it was definitely a learning factor for me. Again, just not really fighting for too much time, especially with just being over a second away from everybody behind. In the next race, you'll definitely see me fight for time. It's just a little spoiler, but yeah, we're coming up to the last turn and skipping ahead. Lap 11, white flag again. Just as you can see, 2 seconds away from everybody behind, 10 seconds to P3, which is kind of crazy. But you'll see that again next race. But just crossing over in P1, very happy about this. Obviously, it was my first race in Miami. I did a lot of practicing, and again, like 155s is where you want to be and all that kind of stuff with this race. But we're starting P2 in the second race, and as you can see, Porsche ahead of me. He gets on the brakes really early right here, and you can just see me, like, I'm all the way on the left side ahead of him, so I had to get on the brakes. And as soon as he saw that, he guns it. So this was that was a great strategy on him. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely fooled me. I think it fooled a few people behind, because they kind of ended up trailing off a little bit. So he didn't just get me, he got pretty much everybody behind as well. But it was a very good start. I'm definitely going to take that into consideration for the next race that I end up in P1. Taking a lot of curb right here just because I could not get the car rotating, so I was just very easy. It's only the first lap, the race just started, so I think I can at least close in on him. I think I was about 0.15 seconds, 0.2 away from him in qualifying, so I knew I had pace, especially with him. I didn't, I wasn't doubting myself at all, at least. But yeah, coming up into this I don't know what to call that turn. I kind of call turns like my own kind of description, so I know where I'm at. But coming up to the chicane on the first lap, coming up on the main straight, the Porsches, they have amazing straight line speed. I don't know if it's because of me not having a good run out of there, and you're gonna see that a lot in this video. You're just gonna see him absolutely book it after that turn onto the straight, which it creates a good amount of distance. But when I am close, like I can sit in the slipstream. The slipstream is very good in the AMG. But coming up to the last turn, a couple of S's until the next lap, just trying to obviously close in as much as I can to him. It's going to be a little difficult. Tires are relatively on the warmer side, but the track needs to get on the warmer side. Sun comes out right about here, and you can see that the gap behind is relatively getting, you know, far out there, right? As you can see, obviously not trying to hit that curb or anything. It can really throw you off balance, especially throughout this, you know, turn right here. You'll definitely feel that a lot if you were to mess around like that. But we're just trying to cut down on time, see what we can do against this what's his name, Cesar. We're trying to see what we can do against Cesar. Again, he is fairly quick, and I don't know what was wrong with me. As you can see, five tenths off of at least what I was racing in the third lap. I think the third lap I had like a 56.5 or something like that. So track was getting very warm, at least at this point. And again, just coming up through the chicane, you're going to see him just absolutely get that speed. And I think it's because he wasn't hitting the curb as much as I guess I was. So it was definitely something that I had learned on a little later on, especially late breaking into that part right there. It definitely threw me off a little bit because I didn't think you can, you know, break as late. But he messes up right here, and he kind of closed it in on me, at least what I think he tried to. Great move, nonetheless. But obviously, it kind of startled me. I had to lift off real quick and get on the power immediately. But I think he did realize, like, okay, I should give some room for him. And I know right here he's gonna dive bomb me. So I still braked. I didn't brake any later, but we go side by side. I do a little switcheroo on him, and it doesn't end up sticking. So he did continue on with the lead throughout this lap. You're gonna kind of see me do that a lot with this person, but we are gaining on him quite a good bit. As you can see, he's going a little defensive, but I'm not looking for a move just right about now, at least. You know, we can definitely get a lot more moves going on later on in the race, because there's only like 7 minutes left, really 8 minutes left. So there's still a lot of time to be able to catch up on him. And I think he's definitely feeling the pressure now, especially since I'm a lot closer to him. I feel like he was definitely just trying to get that closure away from me, just trying to get as much time away from me as he could. But then he realized that, you know, I'm on a similar pace as him. So it definitely worked out, at least for me, for sure. But we're trying to get a good exit right here. And don't really, I guess we did end up abusing the curb right there. But as you can see, the straight line speed in the Porsches are just absolutely insane. I should definitely give them a shot. But as you can see, all my videos, I've been racing the AMG, whether that's LMU or iRacing. You're going to see me in the AMG a lot. So it's definitely a more heartfelt combo or a car for me throughout, you know, my whole racing career, all that kind of good stuff. But coming up through, I don't know what to call this turn either, but coming up to the chicanes now, getting really close to him. I'm just really trying to focus on this exit now, because if I can get slipstream on him, then it's going to be a really, really good move, at least at the end of the slipstream. But as you can see, he kind of goes ahead a little bit. Again, that straight line speed is just really, it might be because, like I said earlier, it might be because I'm not, you know, taking that line right. But we're just sitting in the slipstream. We're 3/10 away from him, so really, really close to him, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm not, you know, gonna dive bomb it on him or anything like that, but I definitely peek my nose in there a little bit, and it throws him off guard just a little bit. And I think we get the move to stick. No, we didn't. Didn't get the move to stick. He leads lap 8 coming up. And he definitely takes a more defensive line. I think he realizes, like, okay, he's going to make this move. He does a little, he goes back to the racing line. I kind of keep my nose in it a little bit, and he just parks it right up on the apex. So it was really good on him for parking it. I didn't obviously expect this, so I almost nearly hit him right there. So if you park it up on the apex, it can be a little difficult trying to manage with, I guess, everybody around you, because they're not going to realize that you're parking up on the apex. But making the move on the inside right here, he definitely just lets me go. He didn't want to battle it side by side through there. Don't blame him. It's not this part of the next you know, chicane is not a good place to dive it up. But you'll see, I think it's the next lap, he does a weird move on me through the chicanes, and it's really controversial. You know, at least I'm going to say that I would never dive it up at the chicane. You'll see on this next lap. I think it was like literally next lap. But getting very defensive right here. I really don't want him to get the move done on me, especially at the end of the straight. I want to try to keep this lead and try to run away myself, as much as like he was really doing, but he just shoots it up on the right side. I think I did definitely break a little bit too early or late. I think I definitely broke late because the trail braking kind of spiked up. But just trying to stay in front of him as much as I can. But we're coming up through lap, was this 9? We're coming up to lap 9, and he peeks his nose in a little bit. I definitely get a little startled, but I keep the racing line going. We're down 7/10, 6/10, but we're gaining it pretty fast. So we did get an amazing run through here. We're 8 seconds away from P3. So really it's just a fight for me and him. It's a fight for P1. And as you can see, we're coming up through the chicane now, and this move, like I said, it was just very weird. I would never send it up like that on anybody, so I wanted to obviously keep turning left, and you'll see that he was still kind of facing towards the barrier. I don't know what you call it, the barrier, yeah. But I had no room to obviously go. But it was definitely a weird move. As you can see, he's still looking straight right here. So definitely a weird move that, you know, in the chicane. But coming up to lap 10, we got one more lap. He definitely messes up. I hit the wall myself, and it's just gonna be, you know, him getting a little bit nervous. I think he, you know, outbroke himself on this last straight. Not really sure, but we're continuing on. We're going to be getting up to lap 11, which is going to be the last lap. So it's all or really nothing throughout this last, you know, few moments right here. Getting really close to him, and I definitely mess up myself, you know, with that line. Get a little spin off of there, but keeping the power down. We're trying to get, you know, as much time as we can off of him. Coming up to the last lap, though, we're going to get into the normal racing line, obviously. But coming up to the next part, I definitely had me a little moment. Hit the curb a little bit hard, and it's going to jeopardize my line a little bit. Coming up to the next few S's, I hit the curb. Not sure what I was doing. I was really trying to tell myself, get off of that curb. Don't, you know, ride it or anything. It's not going to really do you any benefit. But coming up to the next, this is the fast sector. I would definitely brake a little bit too much throughout there. And right here, I definitely messed up, you know, did a little sliding. So I thought this race was done and over with. I thought I was going to have to just settle in for P2. If that's not, you know, telling you guys something that's going to happen at the end of the race, I don't know. But coming up to the main straight, trying to at least try to get a little bit of slipstream, and we did a little bit. Coming up through the chicanes, I'm going to kind of, I think I did right here. I'm going to kind of make it seem, no, I didn't. I was trying to make it kind of seem like I was gonna dive it up on him as like a payback kind of thing, but I'm far from that kind of person. I don't like to ruin somebody else's race. If I can survive a lap, I want everybody else to survive a lap. But he gets a little defensive. He definitely is telling me like, hey, I am going to defend this position, not gonna give it up or anything. And as you can see, we're coming up to the breaking point. I kind of throw myself on the left side to kind of see what he does. And he moves under braking and absolutely just messes up his braking. I kind of messed up myself because he moved under braking. It startled me a little bit. And coming up to finish the race off, I did finish in P1, so it was definitely a funny moment for me because he moved on the braking. He basically was telling me, as you can see in this view right here, he got into the middle of the track after being all the way on, obviously, the racing line.